So I done told you, I'm Secret Squirrel, you Morocco Mole. All right, let's run this.
Welcome everybody to another Jah and Pint episode. I'm your host, Half Pint, trusty sidekick Jahwell.
You know what? I invented that. You know, you can stop running it now. But what we're going to talk about today is the disassociating youth and the franchise disassocialism of teachers like this.
Pause. Because there you go, making up words again. You cannot continue to create your own vocabulary without some fine print or without a glossary so people can actually see and understand what the hell you're talking about.
Disassocialism?
Today's show is about the young heavy metal artist.
Undisputed Truth.
Undisputed Truth.
See, you ain't even read it. What's the name of the group?
Undisputed Truth. They're young heavy metal.
Unlocking the Truth.
I said Undisputed Truth?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Smiling Faces.
You fell right into that one.
Unlocking the Truth are a group of heavy metal young teenagers or tweens who happen to get signed by Sony. It was a 6-album deal. Mm-hmm. But it was really relegated for 2 albums, and then the option to pick up after the 3rd album. They were promised $1.7 million with $60,000 up front.
First of all, they're 12 and 13 years old, so they can't sign this contract. If you got a parent at home and you're 12 years old, that contract goes to your parent. They're supposed to negotiate, and they didn't negotiate well. They want to turn them into what? What do they want to do with them? They want to turn them into cartoon characters, right? Mm-hmm. What else do they want to do?
They want to create a franchise and brand them so that this way they can make as much money off of them as possible.
But kids know exactly what they were doing because they had been doing it at 12 years old. They know what they want.
They've been playing music.
They know who they are. You bring adults into it, and they've never had this kind of a situation. They don't know what the hell they're doing. So the whole thing is, what do you teach students? If you don't know a word, look it up. If you don't know something, research it. They're telling these kids, you got to sell 250,000 copies to get
to start making the money.
No, the next amount. They already got one advance, but to get the next advance and for it to go up, you have to sell 250,000 copies, which is almost an impossibility. They don't want to release the album, all right? They didn't want to release the album for no good reason.
They're saying, they expect them to sell 250,000 copies when Beyonce at her, this year with her new album didn't sell but 600,000. So that's almost impossible for her for them. Right. They signed on for some bonuses that they assumed they would actually reach.
Whatever me and you write down, okay, and we agree to that. You can't call me on the phone and say, well, I'll tell you what, Jah, that's kind of like, I don't know, man, that's kind of iffy. So I'll tell you what, if this happens and that happens, then we'll do this. That's not legal.
Right.
We can only go by what's on that paper. So you had to negotiate that from the beginning because remember, we went through the same thing. Well, I tell you, this is not a good contract. Okay, well, sell some units and we'll negotiate on the next album. No, it's not to your benefit to negotiate with me on the next album. So it's got to be in writing. And they did not negotiate a good deal.
Here you are talking about a group that is trying to be innovative in their genre. And because of their age, they're young black kids, they're teenagers, and they like heavy metal. They're playing heavy metal. Mm-hmm. So I think that was the in their mind the golden goose for the record company. I know how we can make money. I know how we can sell them. I know how we can do this and we can do that. And in their minds, they're thinking, good, we'll be able to be us. We'll be able to do what makes us happy. But in the process of doing all of that, the record company is saying, well, we got to be a little bit more polished. We got to be doing this. We got to do that.
When you look at these record giants, they are not doing anything that's in your best interest. That's first and foremost.
They're all about the money.
You took these young black kids, and this is what you did. Now they're disenfranchised. Now they need lawyers. Now they want to get out of the deal, and they're going to need Half Pint in a minute because they're going to need to be retrained.
I'm going to re-educate them. I'm going to rebuild them as a student. I'm going to fight the power.
Once you record for a record label and you're in the studio, they own the master.
Well, you know who did a great job in negotiating what they will and will not do? Janelle Monáe.
Okay.
She stayed with that mentality and steadfast, and you could see her evolution as an artist continue to grow, but it's still non-compromising.
When they went to that record label, they should have had a professional manager.
I agree.
They should have just been allowed to create.
And be them.
They should have been nurtured.
And they're negotiating, trying to get out their contract because they feel like this is not a good deal. But what I'm saying to you is that at some point when this is settled and the smoke clears, hopefully they won't be tainted from the business, that they will feel and they will find their way back to the music. We thank you for coming out to the Jah and Pint show. Follow us every Tuesday at rapstation.com. Peace.